They call it Greenland, but there is no green here. It is the land of ice, a frozen island, the largest island in the world. Stretching across more than 2 million square kilometers, its size rivals that of Mexico. And yet, despite its massive scale, only about 57,000 people live here. At the heart of this icy kingdom stands the capital, Nuuk, a small yet vibrant city in the far south. It is here that most of Greenland's people live, and here where modern life meets ancient tradition. Nearly 88% of the population are Inuit, whose ancestors once journeyed from Alaska and Siberia, while the rest are Danes and Europeans. Greenland is self-governing, with its own parliament and government, but it remains under the sovereignty of Denmark. Today we will explore their world. We will taste what they eat: whale, seal, and even raw whale skin. We will follow a father and son who hunt fish in temperatures as low as -40 degrees Celsius. We will step inside the only shopping mall in the entire country and witness how ancient traditions still survive in a modern Arctic society. From Copenhagen, the flight takes just 5 hours across the icy Atlantic. The airport we land in has a story of its own, built by the United States in 1941 during the Second World War. It was designed to fuel planes crossing the Atlantic, and today it remains the only runway large enough for international flights. This is the one gateway that connects Greenland directly to Denmark. From here, a small plane takes us onward to Nuuk. Below us, white mountains, frozen fjords, and endless ice stretch in every direction. And finally, after hours in the air, Nuuk appears, a city in the middle of a frozen island, where modern buildings rise against a backdrop of snow and sea. It feels impossible, almost surreal, that a modern city could exist here. But it does. Glass towers, colored houses, and schools all stand proudly in the Arctic wind. There are no highways here, no roads that leave the city. You cannot drive from Nuuk to another settlement. If you want to travel, you need a helicopter, a boat, or a plane. The island has only about 6,500 cars in total, and across its entire vast territory, there are only 3 traffic lights. Imagine an island the size of a continent, with fewer traffic signals than a single street in New York. And yet, life goes on. Inside the city, people drive, children play, and families shop at Greenland's one and only mall. Yes, an entire island of 2 million square kilometers has just one shopping mall. Walking through Nuuk, one thing becomes clear. The buildings are not randomly painted. Every color has a meaning. Yellow is for hospitals, red is for schools, green is for government buildings. Each shade tells a story. It is a tradition that comes from a long history of survival. Greenland was once a Danish colony until 1953. In 1979, they gained home rule. By 2009, Greenland established its own government, though it still remains under the Kingdom of Denmark. Yes, we have Danish passports, local residents. It says EU on it, but Greenland is not part of the European Union. We are in the grey zone. Denmark is EU, but Greenland is not. Their ancestors arrived here 4,500 years ago, crossing from Alaska into Canada and finally to Greenland. To this day, 80% of Greenland's surface remains covered by ice sheets, but along the coastlines, where mountains meet the sea, life has always managed to endure. The Inuit gave the world something very special: the kayak. The very word kayak comes from Greenlandic. It was invented here by hunters who learned to navigate the icy waters in silence. Inside a museum, we see images of how they once lived: beds made of reindeer skins, tools carved from bone, and houses built for warmth against the endless winter. But colonization left its mark. Missionaries converted many Inuit to Christianity, and even today, some Greenlanders describe their society as brainwashed. Yet there is a growing movement of pride, a belief that true independence will only come when Greenlanders fully embrace who they are. Survival in Greenland's brutal climate demands a very different diet. Seal, polar bear, whale, these are not exotic foods here, they are life itself. We visit fishermen as they unload their catch, hundreds of kilos of fish, pulled from the freezing waters. We step inside the mall to see what locals buy. Reindeer meat, musk ox sausages, Greenlandic lamb, whale skin, and seal fat. Yes, everyone eats it, a vendor explains. It helps us survive in the Arctic. Without it, we could not live here. Raw whale skin. It's like sushi, they say, handing it over. At first bite, it is tough, salty, and unlike anything else. But this food kept generations alive in the cold. Seal fat is spread on dried fish. It looks like peanut butter, but it tastes of the ocean. Together, the meal is both strange and deeply meaningful. A connection to ancestors who endured the Arctic's harshest winters. In Greenland, the sea is the highway. Boats are lifelines, connecting isolated towns and villages. The bright yellow water taxi moves between fjords, carrying passengers where no roads exist. The Inuit call themselves simply the people. They reject the word Eskimo, which was once used by outsiders and is now seen as offensive. Their language, Greenlandic, is still alive, spoken in homes, schools, and streets. Greenland is a land of contradictions. Modern cities with supermarkets and Wi-Fi, standing in a place where people still eat whale skin to survive. A land politically tied to Denmark, but spiritually bound to its Inuit roots. A frozen island with no roads between towns, but one of the richest fishing zones in the world. This is Greenland, a place where the past and present walk hand in hand, where survival is not just history, but everyday life, and where silence, snow, and sea will forever shape the destiny of its people.